Hey guys, I'm here in a way too green wilderness for this time of year. It's actually pretty strange. You've already seen a film maybe of me when I woke up and it was snowing and so on. Exactly after that all snow stopped, and we are now actually having a period which hasn't occurred since they started to measure and record weather and so on. There's never been so little snow in the whole of Sweden in November. So yeah, that's scary thing. On the other hand, it gives me the opportunity to do some more stuff that I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And I'm out here, and I want to. Actually, I set myself 3 goals today. The first one is that I am going to find again the place where I was with the beaver dam, and well, I went to that using all kinds of navigation aids, but today I have nothing with me. I don't even have a compass, and that is a training for myself to be able to recognize things in nature. It's sort of nature awareness basically for me, to be able to find places and to navigate without any navigational aids, basically. So that's the first part. The second part is a bit more tricky. I need to make a fire, and I've set myself the goal that I will do that using a fire piston. And usually when I use a fire piston, I always have some stuff with me, like char cloth or prepared foams for mataras or whatever, chaga, stuff that you can use in your fire piston. There are basically 2 problems with that today. First, I don't have that with me, so I have to find something in nature that will allow me to make fire, so something that will ignite in the fire piston and starts to smolder. And that's pretty hard in this landscape. As you see, there is frost everywhere, it is cold. I think that will be a hard thing to do. The second, of course, is that in that way of making fire you need some sort of a tinder bundle or a bird's nest, and well, here there is a lot of grass, and I'm going to rummage around later and then try to find really dry stuff and take that with me. That's actually the whole point. During this walk to the beaver dam, I need to try and collect as many things that I think that might work, that I can try. If that all fails, then I have a knife with me, and I have a fire steel with me, and then I can proceed to make fire, because the third part of this day is that I want to make some tea, and the only thing that I have with me today is a plastic water bottle and a plastic mug. So I can't cook the tea in the normal way. So that's the last challenge, and I want to do that, so in the event that I don't succeed with the fire piston, then I have a fallback on the fire steel. So that's the whole idea. I know that that place from here is slightly to the southwest from here, southwest, and at this time of day it's about 1 o'clock. The sun is over there. That means that's south. You can also see that on the trees. These pine trees, usually, if it's all not very accurate, of course, but you will see that the crowns of the pine trees will be heavier towards the south. Same thing if I can find some anthills, they tend to be on the south side. So it's not a problem to find a direction. The problem is more that when I get into the area, I need to start recognizing things like these little swarms, like certain trees. I need the contours of the mountains and whatever, not to be able to pinpoint that place. I call it nature awareness, and I think it's really fun too. It's really fun to do. So let's get going. I think I have to go that way. This is an interesting place. Some water has flown here with quite a great force. Well, anyway, the first goal I have achieved. We're here at the beaver dam. I came here in a completely different angle, so it's not really clear maybe yet. See, that was the place I was sitting last time. So we'll set up there and see you there. A lot more eyes this time. Right. So I got some stuff with me, and this time I even have less than the last time. I have a plastic water bottle and a plastic cup, a little bit of paracord, which I always have with me, and actually a spare fire piston. This is the luxury version, a really nice one in coca-cola wood. This model is called Scout. It's really simple but indestructible. And yeah, I couldn't find anything that was dry. I could find a little bit of grass during the walk. Some really weird thing that was growing on a birch. It's not Fomus frumentaris. It's just a piece of rotten wood. Strange. I don't think this is actually a fungus. It's a bit of the birch tree itself. Very, very little. One little bit of chaga. It was really hard to find. Chaga is not something that you find really often here. In Swedish it's called sprängticka, and it's actually classed as a disease for the tree, so you don't find it often. So I've got that. This is Fomus frumentaris, but it's really wet. This probably won't work either. My best hope is using some punk wood. I found here, this is pretty dry. I found this later. This is also punk, but maybe there is some dry stuff in there. So it's not looking good for the fire piston, but we're gonna try. Got some birch, of course, and already found some twigs for making the fire. And of course I have my first aid kit. I already needed that one. I cut myself on a bit of wood. And when you're busy with this, don't leave that kind of stuff. Just make sure it stops bleeding and clean it and put a bandage on it or something, because when you're busy doing stuff, you will get dirt in there. So never ignore even small wounds. Okay, I'm going to try this. Right, guys, I've been trying it now for about an hour, and I think I have to consider defeat here. I'm on to my last try, and that is just a little bit of very punk wood. I couldn't find a nice birch tree that was like really punk, but this is really dry. The only problem I can have with this is that it will probably ignite, but it probably won't keep burning. So I'm going to try this and see what happens. That's the last resort for that. No, it does ignite like I said, but it's immediately extinguished. So plan B is the fire steel, because I have to go on. The light is fading. So I'm not giving up on that. The thing is just that now everything is pretty wet and I couldn't find a really good piece of sugar. But the fire steel was a lot more safe. If you have nothing else with you, so to say. So now I need a real fire, because we got one challenge left. So saved in the end by the Hulter force and fire steel. So the last goal is to make some tea. The problem, of course, is that I only have this plastic drinking mug, so I can't put that on the fire. So what I've done here, I put a bunch of egg-sized pebbles in the fire, and I'm going to make them really, really hot. Have to put some more wood on the fire, and once they are really hot, I will take them out with some sort of improvised pair of pliers, dip them in my cup with water. I can then make my water boil without actually melting the cup. Of course, I should not drop the stone, because then it will probably melt my cup, so I need some sort of pliers, so that I will make now. So the light is actually disappearing from me here. I used the lanyard of my fire piston to tie two sticks together, which is a little flattened here, and it's just a pair of pliers there, so I can grip stuff with that. Made it a bit clean on the tops because I'm actually dipping it in my drink. I have to appreciate that there can be bacteria on bark of trees and all kinds of vegetation. So let's see how that works. It's probably not that easy to find my stones again. Oh, I got one here. Well, it does make a nice noise. And as long as it makes a noise, there is heat coming off. Put it back, take another one. That was a small one, so big stones, they take the longest, of course, to warm up, but they also have the most heat. energy in there. And to show you this. And you hear now my water is boiling. I'll find the last stone so that I can really show you this. You're right. So this is the last stone. I should remove this burning bit. So. And you see that water is boiling nicely. Right, well, I got 2 out of 3 at least. This is a neat trick to, if you want to boil water and you only have containers that you can put in a fire. Heat stones, put them in, don't let them drop of course, make some sort of pliers, and I deserve this now. It is really hot. Oi oi. This is cook. Well, it's not strange because it was just boiling just now, but great stuff this. Well, that was it for today, guys. Like I said, I wasn't going to give up on the idea of using materials that you can find straight from nature for the fire piston, but as it stands now, it needs some kind of preparation. So it's really nice if you find tinder fungus and chaga and so on, prepare it, dry it out, have it with you, take some char cloth, great stuff, and then it is a really fail-safe method of making fire. I mean, in these areas you always find birch, and that was no problem to get a nice tinder bundle of very thin birch bark. So if you have something that will take, will start glowing in it and will ignite, then it's a great way of making fire. But as a survival option, the fire steel wins. And because you need preparation and you need to have the habit of gathering stuff, preparing, the fire steel, in my eyes, still is much more in the category of bushcraft. I mean, I'm not giving up. I will find stuff that you can put in there. And today was also, of course, specifically to find natural materials. I didn't look in my medikit if there was anything that would work like that, or pieces of cloth or whatever. Natural stuff. Oh man, this tea is good. So with that, I'm going to find my way home after I finish my tea. I hope you enjoyed this little excursion of mine. Well, like I said, 2 out of 3. That will do for me. So, see you in the next film, guys.